But you, do not be called Rabbi, for one is your teacher, the Christ. And you are all brethren, and you are all brethren. But he who is greatest among you shall be your servant. And whoever exalts himself will be humbled, and he who humbles himself will be exalted. And you are all brethren, and you are all brethren.
Kobe Bryant, the antisocial became social when he joined Twitter.
Ooh, a little commentary.
A little commentary. And so, look, I don't know about you, but I felt like, guess what? We can get an inside look at Kobe Bryant. No filter. However, Kobe, as of late, has been kind of going at some of his fans. So now I want to ask you this question, Skip. Do you think it's a good idea that Kobe's on Twitter? Is this good for him?
Okay, first of all, I certainly appreciate the message that Kobe sent yesterday about the use of the term gay, because we all remember that Kobe did use a gay slur during a game a couple of years ago. Yep. But I think Kobe is getting way too involved with his Twitter. He's taking his responses way too much to heart. And now he's trying to referee fights between some of his followers, which are unwinnable battles that are beneath Kobe's dignity. Between some of his followers, which are unwinnable battles that are beneath Kobe's dignity.
Unwinnable battles that are beneath Kobe's dignity.
Are you a fan? Truth Chasers, what's going on? Now, first off, let me start this off by saying that I know Skip wasn't trying to say that Kobe is above the people as far as being people, but he's above the arguments, as he said. So I'm not trying to be irresponsible about what I'm trying to say, because it's a complicated thing that I'm approaching right here. But at the same time, I'll be hard pressed to believe that these people who are celebrities, that people put their trust in by listening to them, and people live their lives through these celebrities, through these athletes, and they give all of their attention to these TV figures. And let me first say that I watch First Take, and I enjoy the intellectual debates and the back and forth between Stephen A. and Smith and Skip Bayless. So I'm not even trying to say that I don't watch this, and I'm not trying to say that I don't watch sports. But there has to be some type of regulator. Now, I'm not trying to say that I'm responsible for doing this, but I'm gonna try to be responsible by trying to put this little drop in the bucket, so to speak. And you can't tell me that these athletes don't think that these people are above them, because the people, by and large, put themselves beneath these athletes and these celebrities, because America, or they brought the lie of the American society that is, if you're not famous, if you're not important to famous people, if you don't have money and fame and paparazzi, TMZ following you, then you're not important in this country. Like being a mother and a father, a husband and a wife is not good enough anymore, because the power of the media has totally ran through the family, and musicians and movie actors are raising our kids and putting things that are undesirable in them, giving them traits that are, I dare to say, demonic and against God, and things that are cursed and not blessed. So these are the things that are here, and sometimes it's pretty obvious, man. So I just find it shameful that people know more about LeBron James, or they know more about Stephen A. Smith's position on sports and situations in sports. They know more about these things than their next door neighbors. You see, Stephen A. Smith can't do nothing for you, but he can't do nothing for you but just take away 2 hours of your time. LeBron James can't do nothing for you but take away time from you by watching him on TV. But your next door neighbor can possibly help you. He can knock on your door and see if you're okay. He can call the cops if he sees somebody breaking in your house. He can get to know you. He can lend you some sugar. He can support you. He can see how you doing, like I said before. LeBron James, they can't do this. These people are not even in position to help the people that are following them. They could do charitable things and charitable events, but that's just for show, and everybody knows these things, man. Are you a fan? Do you know more about LeBron James than your next door neighbor? Or dare I say even your son or your daughter? Can we get into arguments about who's more clutch, Michael Jordan or Magic Johnson? Can we get into these type of arguments? Or could we ignore the fact that 72% of black homes don't have a father in it? That's not clutch. That's the opposite of clutch. You could get mad at Carmelo Anthony or Amari Stoudemire for not being clutch, but yet you don't care about your kids. You don't care about your community. That's hypocrisy, folks. And I don't care what anybody says, man. This may be controversial. People don't want to bring this stuff up, but I'm going to bring it up, man. Me personally, I find it shameful that you have grown men everywhere, and the only thing they care to talk about is sports. In this day and time, about what's going on right now, on average, if you go to a job, if you go to a neighborhood, if you go to a school, a high school, college, mainly high school, the things that they are talking about by and large is sports. And the powers that be, that's how they want it to be. Now I know people, they're going to be like, oh, shut up, you just complain and stop whining. Or they might even say, oh, you're jealous, you're not getting no more attention, man. That's far from the truth, man. I mean, like I said before, I watch First Take. And I enjoy it because I love to see men analyze things. And I like to see if, how Stephen A. Smith may break something down. I might feel the same way, or I might feel the same way Skip Bayless does. But let's put things into perspective. I like to see it, but we can talk about more issues. The powers that be, they don't want us talking about things that matter to us in reality. They don't want us to know what's going on in our community, in our neighborhoods, or how our next door neighbors are doing. If you go to other countries, like look at Egypt. Egypt the other day, last year, a couple months ago, they had a bunch of 20-year-olds in the street running through the country throwing bottles at the cops because they were pissed off at how the leader of Egypt was running things. So they were politically aware. They knew what was going on. America, we ain't even worrying about that over here. We'll get into a fight about LeBron James and New York Giants rather than what's going on in politics or what happens to you after you die. The whole world is in a religious war right now. Israel and all of that stuff is going on. And over here, the only thing they want to talk about is LeBron James and Dwight Howard's shoulder. Once again, I'm not trying to knock what First Take does. I enjoy it in moderation. But there's also a part of me that says, yo, this has to stop. This is out of control. People are totally lost. They are drunk with sports analysts. Let me know what you think about this, man. Get at me in the comments and let me know what you think, man. Truth Chasers, Gideon 1.
But you, do not be called Rabbi, for one is your teacher, the Christ, and you are all brethren, and you are all brethren. But he who is greatest among you shall be your servant. And whoever exalts himself will be humbled, and he who humbles himself will be exalted. I have come in my Father's name, and you do not receive me. If another comes in his own name, him you will receive. How can you believe, who receive honor from one another, and do not seek the honor that comes from the only God?